Hey y'all, welcome to your Homegirl podcast. I'm your host and your homegirl, Katie Patilli, and we're going to chat about what it's like to be a successful female in this crazy world of real estate, or a male that helps empower and support us. So without further ado, let's dive in. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching another episode of your Homegirl podcast. I am so excited for the guest that we have today. We've been working together, I was thinking today, like a year now.
I think so.
But I have Steph Capone here, wife, mom, licensed agent in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, team lead for Premier at Real Broker, closed 16 transactions last year, so you are the top 1%. Received the Helping Hands Team Award and are currently working on your military relocation designation.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Amazing.
Going to finish doing some continuing education courses with VA buyers, and then I'm going to do the relocation specialty because I've been working with VA buyers probably for the past 2 years, very predominantly. It's probably half my business, so I just want to make sure I'm really well versed in like what they need to know, and, like how to help them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's important.
How did the being focused on VA and military buyers come about?
Oh, I actually got hooked up with Veterans United maybe 2.5 years ago. And so I started working with them, as a referral-based, business. And then I was like, I really like doing this.
Yeah.
It feels really great at the end of at the end of everything. You've helped someone who's kind of like done something for you, unknowingly done something for you, not like direct, but for like everybody.
Right.
And it just feels nice. And it's kind of just like, if you could give back on some way, then that's how I feel like I'm giving back, because I'm making sure that I'm really educated in the topic. I know what the loan requirements are because they're very different.
Yes.
I have to think about things like you're only going to be here for 3 years, because a lot of them, their stations are 3 years and they get, relocated.
Right.
So I have to think about that. Can you resell this? Can we rent it? Like, what can we do in the future? So it's very different.
Yeah.
And then you also have to think about, like, I had clients yesterday that we took out, and I was like, it's not your forever home, so let's find the one that makes the most financial sense.
Right.
Because a lot of them get a stipend.
Right. That makes
So
sense.
we're trying to think, okay, what will the stipend cover? And since we're not going to be here for 15 years, let's find the best one that meets what we needed to meet without you putting too much money out of pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just a different beast, but I love it.
Yeah. How long have you been working with VA buyers, military buyers?
I started hardcore, like really working with them 1.5 to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I've done a few VA deals before that, but now I consider myself really well versed in it. Like when people ask for an agent who can work with the VA buyer,
You feel
I always raise
confident.
my hand, or I get referrals from other agents who need an agent who can work with the VA buyer. Just because if you don't kind of know those little like caveats to it, you're not getting them in the right property.
Yeah.
It's not like buying a regular house that you're going to live in for 12 years. You have to think about, like I said, all that other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, especially with the market being so volatile and it's so unpredictable. So to be able to give them good advice when you know with certainty that in a couple years they may need to move again is really helpful. So,
of course. And you want to like be really knowledgeable in it as well and make them feel comfortable, because you're hoping that in a couple years, if they need you, they're going to call you to help them because you've done a great job the first time to help them. So
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I'm excited.
How many repeat clients do you have, or referrals do you get from your current clients?
I can't tell you the exact number, but I will say it's probably about 40% of the business. So I've gotten clients from just interactions with people. I've gotten clients from like in the beginning of my career, like 6 years ago. Some of those people now have been calling me. For example, I listed like a condo recently in Conshohocken for the first person I've ever sold a house to.
That's amazing.
It was so cool. And I was
It has
like,
to be such a full circle moment.
yeah, and it felt weird because I was like, it was my first transaction, so I was hoping I did an okay job,
Right.
And they were like, you were great. And I was like, I didn't think I was great. Yeah. So it was cool when he called me to list his rental condo, because it just felt nice. Like, okay, I didn't do that bad.
Right.
So a lot of my business is like that. Someone calling me to help someone in their family. Someone that I've been referred to, and then I'm selling their other, like the house that they're moving from.
Right.
So maybe 40%, and then the other 60% is probably like some type of like a referral from like another agent or like an agency.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe let's backpedal a little bit. So we said in the beginning that you're a team lead for Premier
Yes.
with Real Broker,
hmm
but maybe explain what that means to be a team lead for Premier for those that don't necessarily understand what that might mean.
Got it. So Premier Group is the number one mega icon group in the United States. There's about almost 300 of us as agents. We
Mm-hmm.
cross over the whole U.S. I think there's approximately 27 team leaders in around 21 states right now. And so our goal is to have 20 people per state, to kind of cover across the U.S.
Okay.
Premier is a team that was like formed a while ago out of Keller Williams. They moved to EXP. I joined them when they were with EXP, and now we're
Mm-hmm.
at Real Broker.
Mm-hmm.
As a team leader, I'll say it's like a satellite team leader job. It's not my direct team that like I have made systems and programs and things for.
Right.
I kind of like facilitate everything.
Yeah.
So there's around 9 or so people in my direct market in Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Then I have 2 agents that I also kind of cover in Northern Maryland, where they're like bordering Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Because the next team leader is in Virginia. So,
Got it.
we're looking for like to fill that gap
Yeah.
or whatever.
Right.
So with Premier, they kind of offer like preemptive systems like CRMs, like Fellow, a full educational training, a full marketing team,
Yeah.
full transaction coordination. So there's just other things involved with it. And I just facilitate like, hey, did you do your training? Did you
Right.
do this? Did you do that? But also like they shadow you, they kind of follow you, you help them with contracts. So kind of helping them to get their career going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I know you have sung Real Brokers praises and you've come from other brokerages. So what do you love about Real? What makes it different that makes you love it the way that you do?
So people say that Real is a technology-based brokerage,
Mhm.
which it is. It's really like a technology platform. It's not necessarily like a traditional brokerage where you're obviously not brick and mortar, but you're also not like EXP, not to use that as the example, but that's the other most well-known cloud-based brokerage. So
Right.
it's cloud-based. The real difference is everything is kind of made within their back office system. So you could do everything on like one click for this platform called Reason. So
Okay.
you can look up your transactions. You can upload documents to your transactions. You can look at your wallet. So we have like our own payment wallet.
Yeah.
It's our own business checking account, and
Mhm.
you can pull taxes out. You can make payments out of it. You can do like a business line of credit out of it based upon like your previous transactions. So it will kind of not teach you. It will show you like you have this much in stock, so we can allow you this much credit. So there's like this whole credit system that goes on.
Yeah.
You can talk to your broker in the platform. You can ask the AI Leo if you need assistance with
Heard about
something.
that.
It's so cool. You
Mhm.
just ask him questions. And each question you ask him, if he doesn't know something, the more questions you ask, it becomes knowledgeable and he'll start to learn the answers to the questions.
So cool.
Yeah, so we're always told, ask every question you
Right.
can.
Right.
We were like joking around one day and I was like, I wonder if Leo knows like who did the Super Bowl halftime show in whatever random year we said.
Right.
And it came back and I was like, Prince. And I was like, that's so weird. But because I expected it to only answer real estate,
Right.
real brokerage related questions. But
Right.
no, it's just straight like AI technology, which is cool.
Yeah.
So if someone's into technology and is kind of like doesn't want to go into an office on a daily basis,
yeah.
it's a great place. They have their own like academy. So taking that piece of the puzzle and then adding the team on top, you don't really need anything else.
Yeah.
Just everything's covered.
Yeah.
So I do love it there. The founder of the company actually came to my team, does a summit,
Mhm.
came and talked to us about how he formed Real Broker, which was super cool to hear the backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're really great. You can like probably email or text one of them and they will answer you, which is amazing
Yeah.
for a company.
Yeah. Absolutely. Especially the size of
hmm
Real Broker.
So we just hit yesterday or this week 26,000 agents,
I did see that.
which is pretty cool.
That is pretty
It's
cool.
grown pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
So I'm happy there. I like it. It's cool.
Good.
I
Good.
think.
So you also mentioned in the beginning that you have been an agent for 6 years and that you just had a repeat client that you are impressed that they reached out to you because they were your first transaction.
Well,
So-
because you never know what's happening in the beginning. You're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
You're like flying by the seams of your
Yeah.
pants, hoping for the best. So if you knew what you knew now back then, is there anything you would do differently?
Probably. I mean, there's always hindsight's 20/20,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
You're always like, oh, because you just learn more as you go. It's like with any skill set.
Right.
I think the one thing I would do differently would probably to be, and like my advice to anyone would be to really get like a CRM. So like
Yeah. Yes.
because you need to store people's information and be able to consistently follow up with them. And I didn't do that for like the first 3 years.
Yeah.
So then when you're trying to do it at year 3, you're spending so much time going back in. Do you even have their contact info?
Right.
Do you remember the anniversary date of their property?
Yeah.
Do you it's so hard to go back and like build the foundation again.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember what I had for dinner yesterday.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Right? So you're like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, I think I remember the address of the properties. A lot of them I do, which is pretty frightening.
Yeah.
Because it's like over 60-something transactions now. So to remember someone's
Right.
property address is bizarre, but
Yeah.
I do. But I wish I would have done better with that. It just would have I probably would be doing even better if I had kept better contact with the first few years of clients.
Yeah.
I wasn't taught to do it and I didn't know. So it's kind of like now that's something that I stress to every new agent. Like even all your contacts in your phone should be in there, because
So smart.
you're in real
Everybody's a
estate, just tell them.
prospect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's probably something I would wish I would have done better.
Yeah.
Learning the contracts is kind of like you're just learning the verbiage and how to explain it to people.
Right.
But another part is learning particular like nuances maybe of loans.
Yeah.
But again, in the beginning, it's so hard to do that because you're just trying to build business. So
Right.
it could be overwhelming for someone, all of the kind of things that you need to start to remember.
And do you feel like there's a fine line between giving them guidance in terms of the loans and overstepping to where you could give misinformation because that's not necessarily your wheelhouse too?
Yeah. So a lot of that, I agree. I try to just get them to someone that I trust,
Right.
that I've worked with, or that other people I know have recommended the same person. In the beginning, you're unsure of, again, who to work with.
Right.
So you're building relationships with people. Now I have good relationships with like a lender, title companies, obviously. But that's kind of why, like for VA loan, I'd really try to understand like what certain requirements would be. Because sometimes people who just started military don't qualify yet. You have to have a certain amount of time in service, or
That not everyone would know.
Not everyone would know that.
Right.
Or sometimes they're retired, but they don't know that they qualify for that. So you kind of have to ask them like what their experiences in life are, what they've done.
Yep.
Because just sometimes the financing on that, it's just a lot better for them. It's no money down, so you could just go buy a house essentially for the closing cost to purchase.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I am so appreciative of your time today because
Thank you.
I know just how busy you are. I appreciate every single second. I think you have so much to share with your clients. I know firsthand that they absolutely adore you and appreciate you, and
Thank
you
you.
do a really good job of staying on top of everything. So kudos
Annoyingly
to you.
so sometimes.
No, they appreciate it. So that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So again, I thank you once
Thanks
again.
for inviting me.
Of
I
course.
appreciate that.
Of course. You are like number one on the list. I love
Thanks.
working with you.
I appreciate it. I do too.
Well, thank you again for tuning into another episode of your Homegirl podcast. As a reminder, I am nationwide here to help you with all of your title and escrow needs and help you scale and grow your business. That is what I absolutely love to do. So if we are not already working together, please reach out because I would love to be your homegirl too. Thank you again. I'll see you next time.